October 12th, 2432. The ISS Travan, a Class C freight vessel on a routine cargo run, failed. Okay, didn't get to read it. Cool. After repeated failed attempts to contact it, the GIS Trade Federation reports it missing. Okay, so our ship is missing. 72 hours later, the Travan is found drifting near a French system. It is thousands of clicks off course. Its primary power systems are offline, its comm channel silent, its thrusters dead. This is giving me huge Dead Space vibes. There is no perceived activity on board. Its crew members remain unreachable, so they're dead or hiding, or they lost signal. Dang. Oh, nice, we're in a ship.
Well, will you look at that? A Generation 1 BT manufactured freight vessel. Never thought I'd see one of those still operational. That ship's practically a relic. I'm surprised the FCA renewed its registration. So, you got the brief, right? The ship didn't turn up at the Zebulus 3 spaceport. A couple of days later, a merchant freight transporting minerals to the Expo Belt spots it on LADAR. It appears to have lost power and coasted a couple 100,000 clicks off its original course. No comms, no signs of the crew. Looks like they abandoned ship. Can't say I blame them. The GIS fines for delayed shipments due to avoidable technical faults are brutal. It would have wiped out the crew's pay for months. Abandoning the ship and claiming that their lives were at risk due to a technical failure gets them off the hook because the insurance companies take the hit. And with a ship that old, it'd be hard to prove otherwise. The system's messed up, what can I say? Now we're left to clean up the mess and file the paperwork. The Traven's crew is still at large, but our patrols will find them. They're probably at a cantina somewhere in this sector. We'll try to get the truth out of them, but I don't have much hope. You know the drill. Once you're on the ship, head to the bridge and extract all the primary logs you can get. Any evidence we can find to tell us what actually happened will help us close this quicker. I'll call you as soon as you're inside.
Okay, so we're not a part of the crew. I thought we were. We check out ships that went off course, I guess, is what I'm getting. Serious Dead Space vibes. Oh, the movement. Doesn't feel cheap. Deeply made.
So, the bad news first. The schematics we have on file for this ship's model are so old, they're obsolete.
Nice.
BT stopped making these in 09, and it's been modded beyond recognition over the years. So, you'll have no nav map assistance on your HUD on this mission. Sorry about that. The good news, however, is that this ship's layout should be pretty rudimentary. This maintenance hall should lead you out to the ship's primary quarters and then to the bridge. Take the large bay door up ahead and keep moving towards the front of the ship. Since the primary power is down, a lot of the subsystems won't be operational, but most doorways should still work. I'll check back with you in a bit. I'm gonna see what I can dig up on the crew. Might give us a clue to what actually happened here.
Yeah, kinda. Cool.
More bad news. The security systems on this relic are so archaic, your override tool's master key bank doesn't have its decryption
That's why
sequence.
it didn't work.
I don't think our algorithms go back that far, but that's not a problem. You'll just have to find a terminal on the ship's network that's still online, and then you can mine crypto keys to complete the missing chains. You should also be able to pull out encrypted messages from the comm system, which will be helpful. Hold on, I'm adding a crypto keychain module to your tool belt now.
Oh, thanks. Plus S control. Can I go in here? No. Did this vent's open too? Terminal. Online, connect to local data network, proceed with crypto key mining. Interesting. Okay. Full standby. One key. I needed 2 for that one door. Bonus collateral extraction. From Captain Aran Dravid to Dr. Hari Sharma. They're in the ship. That's what Manu said yesterday at the mess hall. I noticed he wasn't eating, just staring fixedly at his food. His face was pallid. He told me he wasn't sleeping well. The noises, don't you hear them? Noises, I said. The thuds, the groans, they're coming from the very heart of this vessel. I told him that I heard them too, that we all did, and that they were just the sounds of the bones of this old ship settling. The tectonic shifts of metal plates long past their prime. but he seemed to barely register what I said. When he looked at me, his eyes had a fixed quality that I didn't care much for. He said, "They're on the ship." Just that one cryptic sentence. "I want you to see him, Doc. I'm worried about him. He hasn't been himself since we started this run." There's something on the ship. Or did he say they're on the ship, or just... I think he said multiple. He said it like there was multiple. So we're dealing with more than one. Whatever it is. Locker keypad. Oh, I don't have a code. Oh wait, did that thing have a code? I'm guessing I can go in here. This probably takes one key. I don't know, it didn't tell me. Nice one. Okay. This is cool. I wish you had to do something like there was a little mini game on the doors, but that's okay. But this is cool. Really good sound effects. That one's online. I'm guessing I'll get 2 keys. 2, please. 1. Great. From Rico Hernandez to George Sherlin. Or Sherian? Terminal 4 is still crapped out. I swear this junkyard ship is falling apart. Power fluctuations and network failures are growing worse. We flipped back and forth to backup power a dozen times already since we left Najiri. At this rate, we won't make it halfway to Zubulus. So the temporary power rig you set up for Terminal 4 is still missing a power cell. You told me you'd put one in yesterday. I guess you forgot. Can't say I blame you, but with all this crap going down. Could you replace the cell, please? There's a spare in the locker in the storage. The locker's code is 4121. There it is. There's our code. Alright, 4. Oh. Power cell. Is that it? Oh my. There's something in the vents. This reminds me of Alien Isolation too. I haven't played that, but I've seen. Oh, is this it? Oh, follow the cord maybe? Yep. Cool. Wait for a big jump scare. Nice, so I get 2 here. Cool. Captain Arun Dravid. This is okay. Captain again. Nia Glassy. Manu's condition concerns me. Vacillates? I don't know that word. He vacillates between nervous energy and a kind of sullen silence. His pronouncements are growing increasingly dire and nonsensical, and he exhibits a high degree of paranoia. He says they are down in the cargo hold. Oh, great. He seems to be withdrawing into himself. Doc saw him earlier today, and he said he'll give an update soon. It's odd how Manu is so troubled by those noises. They are, to be honest, disconcerting. George said that sounds have a way of resonating in an old ship like this. He says they were likely originating from the cargo hold below, where the ship's core structure spine is, and traveling through the air ducts. Nia, any luck on those records? I want anything you can get on the history of the ship, who owned it before Navo, who was the last crew, how long since FCA approval, and so on. We know the ship is pre-Garrett War, which makes it about half a ES century old. The bizarre power fluctuations and the randomly failing subsystems bode ill. The ship was perfectly alright when we left Najiri. If they've dumped a crippled vessel on us to bounce their books, I'm going to have heads roll at the GIS. I won't risk the life of my crew for the sake of their stupid corporate. Okay. Let's get through that door, I guess. I'm scared. Expecting you. Right. Oh, cool. Flashlight. I want to see what my guy looks like. I have some sort of suit on. Boom. Gonna get creepy now. Yeah, it's in the van. What's that? It seemed kind of tall. It's definitely standing. Probably 1 or 2. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to go towards that alien. Cool. Oh, he went up there. Oh shoot, dude. I'm guessing I'm gonna be trying to get to the cargo, or I will at some point. Okay, here we go. George to the captain. I've tried everything, boss, but I'm not able to figure out the power issue. All systems are testing fine on our maintenance tools. It's effing infuriating. Now we have the leaks. I have no clue what the foul-smelling green stuff coming out of the vents is. Rico says it looks and smells like the acid fertilizers they used on the fields in his home world, but that's ridiculous. We ain't carrying any such thing in the cargo, and even if we were, and if there was a leak from one of the containers, this stuff wouldn't flow into our airflow system. I also don't know how to say this, boss, but the crew are a bit jittery. This is just a small vessel. There's just 10 of us, and it's not like this is our first run. Some of these guys have been on the trips past the Sven systems, but this ship has some bad mojo. The way Manu's going off his head, and now Rico says he saw something yesterday in the corridor, he looks shook. And you know Rico, he's as steady as stone and always thinks he's right. So I went and checked. I didn't see anything, not then, but the day before while I was surveying the vents. I swear I saw something moving up there in the dark. They're in the vents. Look, I don't know, boss. I hate to sound like a green foot, but I ain't at ease either. Something about the ship ain't right, and my sleep ain't working. I keep waking up and I can't remember what woke me. Yikes. Okay. Well, they're definitely in the vents. I'm gonna get jump scared from the vents. It's gonna like pull me up. Oh, here's another code. They didn't give a code there, did they? I guess I'll go on medical. Maybe I can get something to heal myself if I do get attacked, maybe? Or I'll find someone in here, maybe, that was going for medical supplies and got killed. Oh my. Dang, that thing is fast, whatever it is. Was it just sitting in here, ran across the door, and then ran up in the vent real quick? Dr. Hari Sharma to the captain again. Arun, I had Manu come in today. He tried to avoid the appointment, which I was expecting, so I had Nia escort him here. It's hard to say no to Nia, haha. You're right. It's shocking how sickly he looks. He didn't talk at first, and when he finally did, he asked no, begged me for some Acrozoxin 500, better known as blank slate among the wrecked drug kids, and as a deep out by the guys in the military, but I digress. When I told him we can't issue out a sedative that strong without good reason, he said he sure as heck had a good reason. I haven't slept in days. Why not? Having bad dreams? The reason I asked him that was because I had 2 others come in with the same complaint. He said yes, I think so. I asked him what the dreams were about, and he said he couldn't remember, but I sensed he was being evasive. When I probed, he said they're in here with us. Who? I asked. At first he did not reply. He stared into a corner of the room and at the beds. Finally he turned to me and his eyes locked with mine. He said, we should never have set foot in this ship. We shouldn't be here. I must admit that a chill went down my spine. Something about this whole business is troubling. I checked his vitals and they were fine. His blood pressure is a little higher than normal, but I would have been surprised if it weren't. He's lost some weight and he's exhausted, but at least physically he is fine. His condition appears to be a result of sustained levels of high anxiety bordering on paranoia. I prescribed him half a dose of Acrozoxin. He popped the pill right before I could stop him, so I sent him to his room. He was so distracted that he left his access key to the network data room here. I asked Nia to move it to the locker in stock so someone can pick it up in case we weren't there. Nia reset the code. It's now 11:09. I'm on edge, man. This is like really, atmosphere is really good. Just one key again. Cap, the security systems are failing one by one. We've got doors suddenly completely inoperable and then they return to normalcy minutes later for no apparent reason. System diagnostics reveal nothing. I'm switching all doors from biorec to manual access keys. The others aren't going to like it, but till we figure out what's causing this, I'd feel better if we kept the protocols basic. I suspect the green fluid that's coming out of the vents is seeping into the ship's electronics. Although if that were so, everything would be shorting out by now. George is doing his best to keep the ducts clean, but the stuff just keeps coming back, and it's driving him crazy. I don't mean to cry doom, but the way things are, it's possible that all primary systems may fail before we reach Zebulus. If you ask me, the ship should never have left Najiri, but I saw the GIS reports with my own eyes before he left. They cleared the ship to take off, and their diagnoses were legit. All systems were go. 20 years in ship system ops, I've never seen anything like this. It just doesn't make sense. Something is seriously wrong with this vessel, and I don't just mean the electronics. You see the look in everyone's eyes, no one's sleeping right, and nobody will talk about it. George saw something in the air ducts, but he wouldn't say what. All I know was that he looked more perturbed than usual. I've seen something too, Cap. I can't explain it. Something unspeakable in the shadows. I'm wondering if they're messing with the electricity, the aliens or whatever it is, in the vents. This next one better give me like 2 keys, because this is going to use at least a key. 2? This better give me 3 then. What went down in here? See, all the vents are... Ooh. It looks like a... It's definitely a humanoid looking alien. Kinda looks slimy. Captain to the doctor. I'm seriously concerned about the way things are going. The ship's practically falling apart around us. I can't risk this anymore. I've told Nia to put out an SOS signal and to flag down the first passing ship. I know that this will result in all kinds of trouble with GIS. Those ruthless... They'll try to pin a failed run on us, accuse us of pulling an insurance scam, and then hammer us with fines, but that's okay. I'm not going to risk the lives of my people. And then there's the other stuff. Manu hasn't left his room in 2 days, and the others are rattled and on edge. I don't care what this is, collective hysteria, lock-in syndrome. What matters is that the incidents, I don't know what else to call it, are growing more frightening. There can be no more denying it. Something is in here with us, and it means us great harm. Seems to study its victims first. We go to the captain. Most of the terminals have gone offline again, Cap, and 1 or 2 have shut down completely. Everyone's dumping on me, but what can I do? I still think something is getting at the wiring. I tried to get George to take a look, but he's too busy trying to keep the LSS going, and he's so stressed he yells at me if I talk to him. We got only 3 terminals operational and online, and now Terminal 7 is powered down too. I've managed to set up an auxiliary power rig, but we're short of a cell. I loaned one to the med room last week. Could you get George to collect it and hook it up when he has time? He won't pay me any heed. He could take it from the med locker directly. Doc won't mind. The code is 1234. Yeah, I know, but Doc asked me to keep it simple. Oh, it's 1234. I don't know why I read it 1234. Lots of pills. Wait. That was extremely unexpected. Like, I'm expecting jump scares, but they happen at the, like, most random time that you're not really expecting it. That did not look like an alien. That looked like a messed up person. It's gonna get me in here. Oh, I just got chills down my body. Oh, there it is. Stop! You're scaring me. I'm gonna turn around. It's gonna be right in my face. This is really good. It's more scary because you're by yourself in space. No one is within probably like thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of miles of you. So if something happens, there's nothing you can't call for help. Alright, George to Captain. Boss, I think the engines are getting affected now. Did you feel the hitch an hour ago? It's crazy. And did Nia tell you about comms? I'll let her give you the bad news herself. I don't think we're going to get that SOS out. Also, you need to talk to Rico, boss. He is getting on my nerves. Keeps asking me to check every duct on the ships, and I already got my hands full. Also, why did you let him after the security protocol on every door? He's turned off biorec and switched to physical access key cards like we're back in the 22nd century. 22nd. He says he wants no one anywhere without a physical card on their person. This is causing havoc. I've already misplaced the access key to my room somewhere. I think I left it at the shower, so now I need to waste more time finding the thing. Also, have you seen Manu anywhere? He's not in his room, and Doc said he shouldn't be wandering around because he's on pretty strong meds. If you see him, tell him Doc's looking for him urgently. I think he's no longer with us. Please hurry. Oh, okay.
Hey, I've been trying to reach you. Something is interrupting comms out of that ship. If you're seeing this, listen. We tried to locate the crew. We put out a bulletin at every system in this sector, but we came up empty. We traced the course of the Tavern, and not a single vessel rendezvoused with it since it left Nagari. It looks like the crew never left the ship. I've requested Det 2 to take over this investigation. This isn't a data ops mission anymore. Abort and head to the nearest airlock. There should be one by the bridge or down in the cargo bay. Listen, there's something else. I've looked up records on this ship, and here's where things get really strange. It appears this isn't the first time there's been an incident.
I feel like it's listening. It's definitely listening. Whatever this alien thing is. Dude, I don't even want to move. I haven't felt... This is honestly scaring me more than Outlast does. This is like... crazy intense. Like I'm getting chills down my spine. It's... Oh, I don't want to go down the hallway. Oh, everything's... Oh, some are online. Oh, are these the... Is this the crew's quarters? How many do I need? Just one. 2. Dude, man. I don't like that it keeps going. How many keys you need? 3. Oh, there's another warning. Shoot. I'm just waiting for something to be at the other end of the hallway. Oh my gosh. I heard something behind me. The shower turned on. Oh my gosh, dude. This thing like teleports or something, man. I don't know if I can do this. This is like the most tense and scared I've ever been playing a game. Where did this card even go? Can I check? Why'd the door open? Why is the door still open, man? Gosh. Every time a sound happens, why is that door still open? Oh. Didn't I already click this door? Captain to Doctor. How can a person go missing in a confined vessel and balance interstellar space? We searched every corner of this cursed ship and there's no trace of Manu. I guess it eats people then. He had grown more withdrawn over the last few days. When I visited him the day before, I noticed a smell about him. It wasn't just the stench of an unwashed body, but something lower, an animal smell of desperation. He stared past me into the corridor when I tried to talk to him. None of the escape pods have deployed. They're not even operational now. Oh, great. So he has to be on the ship, except he isn't. I see the raw panic in the eyes of the elders. Some of them are urging me to turn the ship around, but the state it's in, we're not going to make it back. Nia's working on getting the SOS, but comms isn't fully operational. Yet more troubles. We're going to do everything we can to find Manu. He has to be here. Meanwhile, the sightings are getting more frequent. The nature of the encounters more horrific. What have those things done to Manu? Where have they taken him? For I have no doubt in my mind that they are responsible. I can sense a growing malevolence, a kind of hunger. God help us. I have given standing instructions to the crew until we know how to deal with them. If you see one of those things, run. Do not engage. Turn away and run. Me too, what that tells me. I'm gonna have to run in a minute. My guy runs like a snail. He runs like he has bricks. Like 3 bricks on each of his legs. Something is going to jump out. I already know it. I really don't want to move. No, man, I told you. Go! I told you, man. The way it just like walked and stared down like that, stared me down. gosh. Just, come on. Nia to Captain. Rico said he'd seen Manu heading down towards the cargo hold, but we checked. The power grid is almost completely shorted, so there's hardly any light down there. Those horrible sounds seemed louder than down there, but no sign of Manu. I'm still not able to get comms back up, so that SOS isn't looking likely. I can't seem to isolate the problem. The electronics check out okay, but all we're getting is static. It just doesn't make sense. Everyone's seeing those things now, and the encounters are more violent. George thinks they're coming through the vents, but I'm not sure. They seem to appear out of thin air. There's something else. Just before comms went down, I got a message back from my contact at the GIS. I just saw it now. It's the records of the ship's history you'd requested. I'm poring over them, and I'll send you a summary shortly. You're not going to believe what I found. I can't wait to find that message. This is absolutely the scariest game I've ever played. Just let me please go into this room. I swear. Please. Captain to George. Whatever little chance we had of getting the system back is gone with Rico. The engines are dead, the NAS systems are shot, and we're coasting, heading off course. With comms down, we're incommunicado. We can't even get the escape pods operational. Now that Rico's missing, I want you to do everything you can to keep life support systems running until we can find a way off the ship. Rico had the key to the 4 LSS room. It should be in his locker, along with a spare power cell. Get the key in the power cell and head to the 4 LSS room and try to get at least one terminal going. Since the trouble started, Rico moved to room 3 in Wing B. He didn't want to be near Manu's old room. He had handed over all the codes to me yesterday just in case. His locker code is 9971. George, be careful. Tomorrow morning. I can't pause it! The game will not let me pause because it knew I wanted to pause when that door opened when it's offline. It is scary. I want to see it. Oh. Wait. Wait. I died. Watch. See, he's right there. I would have never guessed that that door would have stopped him. What was the password? 9970. I just heard something in the vents. Crap, dude. It's gonna chase me in here. Dude. I got away, but I'm trapped in the med bay. Doc's not here. I hope to God he's okay. We haven't found Rico yet. I have no idea where the others are. I last saw Jones and Summit in the maintenance hall an hour ago, but no word from them since. So about those records. I learned that this ship was purchased from BT in 2395. It's 24, like 50 years ago? 47 years ago. In 2395 by the Thanos system. The Thanos, if you remember, were part of a rebel movement about the Pexus Belt. For nearly half a century, they invaded and conquered dozens of worlds on the outer edge of the belt. Their government was theocratic. They followed a creed that espoused rigid social segregation based on genetics. They believed that one's genes, or rather specific codes in our genomes, defined one's worth and place in society. You know how I feel about that. Genetics, race, eugenics, it's all the same. Just another instrument that humans have used since the dawn of time to oppress and exploit the other. The ideology is a thin cover for profit. Every member of the Thone Society and their colonies, every man, woman, and child are put into a social order, and the lowest strata was the slave. The Thonos subjected their slaves to all manner of atrocities. The slaves had their wills and bodies broken. They were not allowed to marry, but were instead bred. Generations were born into bondage. Despite pressure from the center, Thonos refused to give up their devastating enterprise. Before the Garet Wars vanquished their government, they had enslaved and sold thousands across the stars. This vessel, the ISS Travan, was a slaver ship. Its cargo bay, a slave hold. Its purpose was to carry its ill-fated cargo across interstellar space for trade and profit. After the war and the decimation of the Thone government, the Travan disappears off the records for a time. It reappears nearly a decade later. It had been sold for a pittance to off-world merchanters who renovated it and used it for interplanetary cargo runs. Over the years, the ship changed hands frequently, often abruptly. There are records of it being abandoned briefly at salvage docks to be scrapped, and there are other stories, whispers of bizarre accidents, crew abandonment, illnesses, and deaths. The crew before us did just a single run before they sold it to an interior dealership, which then sold it to Navo. Navo made a killing on that day, and that's how we're here. There's more, sir. Something far worse. During its slavery era, an incident occurred on the ship so horrific that I could find nothing about it in the official GIS records. My contact dug it out of the wire. I'll tell you more when I meet you at the bridge. I wonder if this thing is part of... Shoot. Oh my. Just please go. Are you freaking kidding? Oh my gosh, dude. Go, 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 go. Yeah. Come on. I'm gonna die. Oh my gosh. There's more than one. That was intense. I don't know if I should go towards him or turn around. I go towards him? As I go towards him? Wait, is this a real guy? Or like a... No, it's not. Oh, hi, Ahsoka. What do I do? You know? I wonder if these things are one of like one of those, you know, slave things bred, and it got these weird genetics and it's like a monster, you know? You know what I mean? Like it got bred. I'm kind of thinking that. No more jump scares. I just want to know the story, please. Okay. Yeah, to the captain. I can't reach Jones and Summit any longer. We're down to just 4 people now. I can't make it to the bridge. There are too many of those things now. The dock's gone too. I haven't been able to reach anyone over the local network in hours. I'm not sure where you are or if you'll even see this. The thing that happened on the ship during its stone era may have a bearing on what we're going through. Just before the war, during a run, about 120 slaves broke free from the holding cells below and charged into the upper decks. They overpowered and killed 2 crew members and were making for the bridge when the crew sealed the primary doors and trapped them in a bridge hall. The captain then authorized pumping Q11A6 nerve gas into the decks. The slaves were already weak from the drugs used to sedate them and their meager rations. The nerve gas paralyzed them and decimated the uprising. As retribution and to set an example, the crew flayed the slaves to an inch of their lives, slashed and seared their bodies, and then hewed off noses and lips and ears. They were then thrown, still alive, into vats of acid fertilizer in the hold. KL-12, a bile-green amalgamate used in the off-worlds for soil prep. They died slow, agonizing deaths down in the dark. The ship returned to its homeworld. There were no charges made against the crew. Instead, they were lauded for quelling an uprising, and the incident was wiped from the official records. The Gorat War followed a few years later, and we know the rest. The Thones were crushed, and the ship disappears for nearly a decade. It was likely used to ferry weapons and soldiers for the war effort at the time. Captain, there are forces at work here beyond our ability to understand. These walls have seen too much blood. This vessel should never fly again. In case I don't see you again, I'd like to tell you that you did all you could. It has been an honor to serve with you. Red down there. You know what that means? 1 key, please. Just one. Just one. That's all I'm asking. 1 key. Thank you. Can't wait to get jump scared. Bridge. Oh, this is where it... Great. Sick. Why did that do that as I got in here? Cargo hold. That's where there was... Gosh, dude. This is way... I don't like this. I don't like this. They hide down here. The monsters. I I hear them everywhere. They're all down here. This is where they were seeing them at first, I think. Where Manu said he was seeing them, I think. I think that's what he said. I could be wrong. Captain to no one, okay. To whoever sees this, they're all gone. George, Rico, Doc, Ian, Jones, Summit, Vazu, Manu, and Nia. Their names ring in my head like a death chant. Their faces are ever in mine. So they're all dead. That sucks. I could not save them, though I should have been able to. We've fallen through a chink in space and time. We've slipped into a netherworld where the past and present have somehow collided, where the dead do not rest and the living are made ghosts. There is no explanation for what has happened here, except that sometimes history is a dead weight that burdens the living. We pay for the past, though we have raised neither fist nor whip. To the dead, we must all look the same. I'm going to keep looking for them down here. George, Rico, Doc, Ian, Jones, Summit, Vazu, Manu, and Nia. And if I can't find them, I'm going to try to make it to the Eva airlock at the end of Cargo Hold 2. If I get out, I'll find a way to have this ship destroyed. But let this vessel and whatever walks in to be buried forever. Captain Arun, Dravid. I hear it. Oh my gosh, yeah! Go, go, go! Oh! What do they... Do they have lips and ears? I want to get a close look at them. There's 3 of them there. There's gonna be another one here. Yep, told you. Why are they moving like that? Their heads. Go, go, go. Oh my gosh! You're kidding. Just open the door, man. I'm dead. I'm dead. They are so slow. Oh, they're not chasing me anymore. I don't know where I'm going next, actually. I heard something. It sounded like someone scooted a chair. Gosh, dude. I think I'm going the right way. I don't think I've been back here. Right. Thought it was chasing me. Something is definitely looking at me or chasing me. Yep, there it is. Why are they hiding in those? Go, 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 please. Don't do that ever again. It's like they get in your head. Oh my gosh. Great. More? Yep. Airlock. Just go. I don't have a key. Doesn't matter. Oh, I got out. Let's go.
I hope you're okay. Det 2 officers will arrive on the scene soon. I just saw the messages you obtained from the ship's networks. I've sent them over to the labs. None of it makes sense for now,
the ship.
but it should help us bring closure to this investigation. Well done.
A week after your mission, the ISS Trevon is deregistered by the GIS and is transported to an orbital scrap processor for destruction. Nice. His crew were never found. I'm guessing they either got eaten, or they turned into those things, whatever they were. Yeah, and that was really good. Extremely terrifying.